Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do recaps and reviews on reality shows as well as soap operas, and etc., etc., etc. Okay, today we're going to be reviewing The Real Housewives of Dallas, Season 1, Episode 4, the title of the show, Mouth of the South. And of course, you know we got to be talking about Leanne. All right, just to give you a little summary of today's episode, we go into it. Stephanie and Brandy travels to Oklahoma to visit Stephanie's parents. Meanwhile, Carrie tries to forge a friendship with Tiffany. Marie throws a plush cocktail badge, but a red-faced revelation surfaces, and Tiffany, be it to play peacemaker, backfires. Okay, so those are the dynamics we're dealing with on today's episode of The Real Housewives of Dallas. Okay, of course, every time when it comes on a brand new show, they always recap from the previous episode. So basically, Tiffany wanted to establish a relationship with Steffi and Brandy and Gary. She's telling Leanne. You know how Leanne feels about that. You remember Brandy wanted to have a relationship with her dad. So, that brought some of the stuff overflowed into today's episode. Because of what her mother had discussed with her. And she always thought that it was her grandfather's problem that he had with his daughter, which is her mother, for her getting pregnant at such a young age. So it was all a bit misunderstanding. Her mother had misled her, not intentionally, but it was just her mother was having a hard time with her dad. So when she had to, almost like she felt like she needed to, Brandy's mom, choose sides when her mother and father were going through a divorce, she chose her mother's side, of course, and that was pressured by her to choose because she was such a young daughter at the time. When they divorced, she just felt like it would be better to side with her mom than her dad. So that was the dynamics. That was the dynamics there, or the dynamics. Then we have Brandy. Oh, excuse me, guys. I took an allergy medicine pill for my allergies. So basically, with today's episode, Brandy is making breakfast. Brandy is going through her first listing with her animals that she's introducing to us. And of course, she says Brian doesn't like all the animals in the house. But since her mother pretty much gave her all the animals, she don't know if she gave it to her just to get on Brian's nerves or vice versa. I'm not sure. But at least we know since Brian is always out of town, it would be nice to have the kids having something else to play with that's different and exciting. And it's something that can bring her joy as well. So, kudos, Mom. Brandy's mom I'm referring to. Then we go to Brandy, Brian, and Brinkley. And the other daughter sitting in the other chair at the table while she's doing her hair, getting them ready for school. But Brandy's telling Byron she's taking a road trip for an overnight stay with her friend Stephanie because she's going home. She kind of misses her family and she's taking the boys with her. So she asked, would I accompany her? And she didn't see any reason why. He didn't see any reason why not. At least it was better than going to the strip club. So you can still tell there's a little tension between them two. But really, Brian needs to get off his high horse and pay attention to his wife and his children because they're going to grow up. And before he know it, they're going to be ready to finish high school and go off to college. And then he's going to be like, wow, he was grinding in the street from what he say. Because he may be actually fooling around also. But, excuse me, the more you stay from home, the more people start to play, if you get my drill. Because whatever somebody's not tending to, it sure will get tend to, believe it or not. All right. Okay, so we go from there. We go to Leanne. Leanne is on her way driving to Heidi's house. Evidently, this is like a big wheel lady. She's very affluent within the community, and she has deep pockets. of resources, and I'm talking about money, honey. But it could just also be the networking that this lady Heidi does with other affluent people that have money that need a tax write-off, and she can pretty much solidify them getting on any charity she poses or deems necessary, just so they can write that big check for that organization. I mean, nobody really does anything for free these days, so it's always a glitch or a catch, like a 2020. You wash my hands, I wash your hands, and we all are good. You know that same old adage in the business world. But anyway, she's driving to the lady's house, and she made reference that she just be busy all the time, from Monday through Saturday. And excuse me, she compared herself to Jesus, or Yeshua, with the fact of, or Yahweh, I'm sorry, being the creator of all creatures on earth, including the inhabitants of human beings. She's saying, well, at least he rested on the seventh day. He worked for 6, he rested on the 7th. I like, Leanne, I'm so glad lightning didn't come down and strike you down while you comparing yourself to Yahweh or our Father in heaven. I don't understand you. You're just too much. And again, I'm not even liking you this part of this episode. But anyway, she goes on to get up to the lady's condo or apartment, high-rise, very affluent type setting for as shelter. And the lady shows that she may have some money behind her as well by her demeanor and how she sits and I guess have a conversation. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she's one of the heavy hitters out there in Dallas. She married well, or she invested well, but she looks like she has leisure time Monday through Sunday. Everything is one big party to her. And don't get me wrong, if you play hard, you invested well, then of course you should live in a lack of luxury and no time frame you can be held on. But evidently, I'm sure she put Leanne to a time frame to be there and a time to leave. But it seems like she gave her excuse me, a timid pressure to tell her what type of organization she's wanting Miss Heidi to participate in as far as giving money or other resources that will help out with this particular charity. Leanne is wanting her to be the honorary chairperson on it. So, of course, the lady looked like she half-heartedly accepted, and she went on and accept the duty of being one of her chairwoman person on this particular charity that Leanne is trying to get out the ground. So, they pretty much make out little details of how they're gonna handle the charity or whatever. But Leanne is such a kiss-ass person. She'll get everything done and then try to talk the lady into giving her a set amount of money. Anyway, we move on from that scene. We go to Stephanie and Brandy. Stephanie has finally arrived at her parents' house. Well, no, she's finally arrived to Brandy's house to pick her up along with her 2 girls. And of course, Brandon, I read it. Brandon running around there with a puppy that she need to get placed back in that house so her husband can, get them caged up or whatever he do, because it don't look like he spent any time with anybody except for himself doing himself. Okay? But anyway, Cruz, I think, was the oldest child of Stephanie. He must be tired or something, because he just, he crying all around the world. He just, I don't know how they made that trip, child, because I was like, too, where's the Advil? Where's the Tylenol? Where's the Valium? Can I get me a cocktail before I get on the road? Cause we needed like nothing but videos going on playing so they could watch them or whatever, because they were just having a fit. Now Brandy's 2 girls, they really weren't doing anything, but it was just the oldest son. It wasn't even Cruz acting up, I don't believe. I think it's the oldest son. I'm like, please muzzle. Anyway, so they go to pick up Brandy from the house, and they're trying to situate all the kids. She's trying to get her kids buckled in, and she's trying to get Brandy's little girls buckled in. Then we go to a commercial. We come back, and we're back on still Stephanie and Brandon. And she is cracking me up, honey. She talking about the kids are driving her crazy. She don't know how they gonna make it sanely to Coweta County or Coweta City safely. Stephanie says next time she gets a car from Lexus, be it car, van, or whatever, she gonna make sure it come with a nanny. I like, go on, girl. Only you and your fantasy world could probably pull that off. Then she started joking about Uber. She wanted, could she get the kids to ride in one of the cabs and she just follow them so she could have her own private space time because they were driving her up a wall. And you could tell, honey, you could tell. I'm like, where's her value, people? She needs to take it. So we move on from that scene. We go to Leanne, Marie, and Tiffany. Leanne are at a dog charity event, child, and Tiffany and Marie eventually shows up because evidently they must be pet lovers as well. And for a good cause, they come out, try to mix and mingle, try to raise money, and they probably donate money as well. So Marie is saying, I'm having a cocktail party and I've invited all you ladies. And then Luann is like, oh, what ladies are you talking about? Are you talking about us? Or are you talking about those bum rat bitches, Brandy? Brandy and Stephanie. And we ain't gonna go too far from Carrie either because she hang with them. So, birds that flock together, they do whatever. They guilty by association. Just going off like that. But she said, honey, I'm inviting all of you all and I want y'all on y'all best behavior. Can you do that, Leanne? So she had her say, okay, I'll be there, whatever. But if they strike at me, I'm striking back. And I'm going to go hard on them. So that was the deal. So we move on from there. Stephanie finally arrives at her parents' house. Her mother and father must miss her so dearly because they were like running out there when they saw her. She had pulled up. They were greeting them. Their grandpapa was looking for cruise and all this, and it was just love in the air. Love, love, love. I love seeing that. That was the most decentest thing that they could ever play on reality TV show, is to get something real heartfelt, emotional, and that we can really relate to and be like, oh, that's a feel good moment. But you can tell she has some very loving parents. They're very spiritual lives individuals, her parents, and they believe in people treating them right and they're gonna treat them right. So that was a good scene. The whole gathering of her being there with her family and Brandy trying to reminisce with them or vicariously living through Steffi's life growing up. And they say pretty much everything on that girl. And she was even going in saying that, it was like a rural town, which it is kind of country. Everybody know each other, that kind of setting. Probably a population of 125. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, she just said that she grew up in a very tight-knit family where everybody knew each other. You go into Walmart, places like that, they know you. And she just pretty much gave me the idea that her hometown and how they were acting was kind of like that movie that dang, I can't think of his name, but it's called Footloose. 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 Kevin Bacon had starred in. I think it was one of his better films when he was a younger actor. But yeah, he that particular movie gave me that kind of tease of how she grew up and the spiritual dynamics that played a part of why she couldn't do certain things and why she did do certain things. So that was pretty much where it was. And Brandy was trying to compare her closeness that she is with her family and the missing link of knowing her grandfather kind of like really got to her, and she was really wanting to reach out to him and pretty much ask him to be in her life. She'll make it as much as comfortable as she can with getting them to and from traveling if they only just would come. So that was a very good scene. Talks Brandy something about wanting to be closer to family, which is always a good thing. We go to commercial, we come back, we're on Carrie and Mark. They're just showing us a scene about them doing shop talk, showing them being in their business, on a regular one-on-one, day-to-day basis type setting. So it really wasn't much to show in that scene. Technically, they could have just left it out. But anyway, we go back to Tiffany and Carrie. Tiffany is at the yoga club with Miss Carrie. Carrie know what she doing in that yoga thing. She's just stretching here and there, very limbo, or very loose, with her moves and everything. And Tiffany like, shit, I'm tired. You good to go, honey. I would like to see what you be doing your thing in your bed. You so flexible and limber. Oh, I don't know. So she was giving that kind of tease at the time, but it was all in good fun. We leave that situation. We go to Steffi and Brandy. Steffi family is showing her all of Stephanie's achievements. from when she was a knee high to the knee kid to when she grew all the way up to 18 years of age. I can't believe her family or her mother and father kept those memories, but it was more so the dad talking about the memories of Steffi than the mom. But it was really solidified on both ends. But it's just like, it was just, whoo, can I get a little of that and bottle it up? And then, when I'm feeling bad or whatever, I'll just, pop it open, take a little bit just to cheer me up. Because that was just a real heartfelt, warming type situation. And I was here for it. I really was. We move on from there. We go to Carrie and Tiffany. Again, both are enjoying each other's company. After they finished their yoga class, they went on out to the smoothie shop and got, some kind of mixture concoction. Didn't seem like it was, worth buying. But, of course, when you're trying to eat healthy, staying thin, this, that, and other, you got to do what you got to do. So, Tiffany was sitting at the table and was telling them, Carrie that she wanted everybody to kind of come together as a group and this, that, and the other. And Carrie just shut her down. She said, honey, you could be friends with Leanne every day, all day, but that's not going to be my point of reference. I want to get to know you. And I think you'll be a great fit in the circle that's already been formed between me, Brandy, and Steffi. And sometimes Marie. We like that group. We don't give a shit about Leanne. Leanne is crazy. She's giving another word of craziness. So it kind of pretty much shut Tiffany down to not open up her mouth again about saying anything about the inclusion of Leanne. So we leave that scene. We go on to Brandy. Brandy is reminiscing about the time that she spent overnight with Stephanie's parents and the grandparents, and she just wanted that for herself. So she goes on and calls her granddad, and she tells him that she wants to establish a relationship with her and the grandkids because he's already missed so much of their lives from birth to where they are now, and then he's not getting any younger. So she pretty much asked him to come on out to Texas, and they would spare no expense of getting them there if he would just come and let them mend their fences and just start a brand new relationship from where they are at that point. Good feel good moment. Good, good, good. She got emotional too, meaning Brandy did, with talking with her step grandmother, his new wife. So we go to commercial. We come back. We're with Leanne and Rich. Leanne's getting ready for the little cocktail party that Marie's throwing. And Rich coming in there like a little bozo. I was like, oh, no, you didn't. No, why are you always up in her business talking about where she going, this, that, and the other? I'll never see her asking you that. And if she did, I'm pretty sure it would fall on deaf ears. Like, why are you asking me where I'm going? You need to worry about what you're doing. But he doing the opposite. I'm saying, oh, he acting like a woman. He trying to get estrogen when he need to stay on testosterone level. Okay, but anyway, that's where he is. Then he talking about, oh, well, I might crash it. And then she said, oh, no, don't you do that. I'm like, oh, honey, I don't know why you stuttering. Or when he said that, I'll be like, let's see if you can get in, okay? But anyway, I didn't like the scene. It could have left that out as well. We go to Brandy and Steffi. Steffi is coming over Brandy's house to pick her up for the little party. Yay, yay, yay. So I guess she knows her friend get a little bit too drunk more so than she does. So she probably need to take the wheel. Okay. We leave that scene. We go back to the main event. Marie's cocktail party. Greet and meet. Mingle all day long. Drink all day long. And eat all day long. Everyone finally arrives to her little meet and greet get together. So everybody's socializing, of course. Leanne sees Tiffany trying to steal Brandy, away by herself so she can talk about her. I don't think Tiffany did was just to tell her, look, I want to have a friendship with you. If it has to mean I have to have a friendship without Leanne being a part of our little circle, then that's so be it, because I am an individual and I want to get to know you and Carrie as well as Stephanie. So she like, okay, but she really one-handed because she said she need her Jesus juice first before she having even a conversation about with her about anything, because she knows she's clicked up with Leanne. She don't too much trust her, but she, she giving her little some of the spoon, just a little bit of the spoon. She ain't giving it all to her, but she letting her taste her way in if you must. But anyway, of course, Leanne is always with somebody gossiping and always talking about Steffi and Brandy, but more so Brandy. She knows she can't stand that little girl or that young lady. And I just don't know what it is, because Leanne is pretty. She's well put together. She ain't lost her figure on no accounts. Yes, she's older, but it's like, you are sensing yourself in so many ways. It's just that mouth, Leanne. It's that mouth of the South. You're right, and that's negative. That's a negative tone to me. So I wouldn't want nobody to be doning me or tagging me with the mouth of the South. That's too much. Cause to me, that's like you saying, I run my mouth, I don't mind my business, and I'm loud. That's just triple rude. And you wanted to accept that name, go ahead then, honey. They just making a fool out you. You'll know later on. But anyway, we move from that scene. We go to Carrie and Erica. Okay, Carrie and Erica seem like they're very good friends. They've known each other throughout the community. They must run in the same circles. So they're pretty much just, mixing, mingling, making small chit chat talk. But then Leanne calls herself coming over and trying to get into the midst of everything. Carrie don't want to be bothered with it. But she goes on to tell Erica, hey, Erica. And she said, well, I'm sorry I bothered you because I know Carrie don't like me. I'm like, ew, very awkward for you to say that, Leanne. The moment got tense and awkward. Erica was just looking like a deer in headlights. And she like, why did I get in this? Why did I get in this? Whatever. So we move on. We go to Carrie and Brandy. Carrie's telling Brandy she should talk to Leanne if it is all possible, just to bury the hatchet once and for all, and see if y'all can come to certain agreements to like love each other or like each other, but be sociable with each other. But that's all, something to that effect, so it wouldn't be so much tension around everybody. So we move there. We go to Taylor, Brandy, and Stephanie. Now, it's supposed to be an all-girls party, but how Taylor was acting, I think he is a lady, but he's in a man's demeanor, or he's in a man's body, but he's really a woman. So she didn't see it with no problem inviting Taylor, and it's one of her friends she's known 20 plus years. So, it is what it is. But what's very interesting about it, he don't like Leanne, and Leanne don't like him. And he is a part of money, from what I'm understanding. So, no, she's not a part of the society unless she wants to be. They just look at her and laugh and let her do what they don't want to do when it comes to charity resolutions, and making them being able to have a tax write-off, so they know they can go to her and she'll just put up any charity they invest in, and hey, fully tax write-off for their business. And then he goes on to say that Leanne got so wasted at one of the parties that Marie had thrown that she pooped in her pants. I'm like, where they do that at and why? So he was dishing dirt, very much so dishing dirt on Leanne, and it wasn't pretty. Anyway, we move on from that scene. We go to Brandy, Tiffany, Stephanie, and Carrie. They are all talking about Leanne. They're in their own little clique across the room, and they just talking and telling and comparing stories. And Brandy and Stephanie, they go on and tell the rest of the group that, hey, guess what? Did y'all know Leanne pooped in her pants? Honey, we know it's true, because this guy named Taylor, he was just dissing dirt on her and everything. But he said he don't like her, she don't like him, so it's all love. So we move on from there. We go to Erica and Leanne. Okay, Leanne is venting over there with Erica about Brandy. And we just had them sew each other up where she was venting on something else with Carrie. So I was like, this is too much. Too much. She got into it. Nice nasty at the party with Carrie. Now she want to go in Erica's ear, which is still a mutual friend, if it ain't nothing but being a socialite or a social circle when it comes to Erica and Carrie knowing each other. But it's like Leanne wanted to get Erica to talk about Brandy, which is a bunch of mess. But anyway, we leave there. We go to Tiffany. She goes over and gets Leanne because she's tired of the thickness that's around their circle. I mean, yes, they're all partners and co-workers or colleagues on the Real House of the Dallas Housewives, but she's trying to make sure that they squash this beef or just learn to coexist with one another. So Leanne comes on over half-heartedly with Tiffany, and she's telling them they need to, hash their stuff out. So everybody said they ain't too much care about her at all, but Brandy was like, she's standing up for herself and her acts that she does around her. And she said, I heard you been talking about me, you this, that, and the other, and you want to give me this nice, nasty apology, and I ain't finna accept it, boo. And then Leanne, she goes on to say what she have to say, and everything just escalates. Everything escalates. And then you got Marie just sitting there all in the middle, just looking at it, like almost like that incident that happened with Solange and Jay-Z, where Solange was trying to beat him up in the elevator, and Miss Beyonce was just sitting off to the side, like she couldn't move. She was just watching everything in slow motion, but her body would not allow her to stop her sister from, acting a fool in the elevator. They caught that all, and they put it on TMZ, and they just went haywire with it. It was on the airwaves. Probably was global as well. But anyway, that's how Miss Marie was acting, like she couldn't move. So I was like, so we go to a commercial, we come back. We still got Brandy and Leanne fussing. Both women are going at it with each other. Leanne is pretty much, pointing her fingers in Brandy's facial area, which is her personal space. And she's pretty much telling Stephanie, if you sit up there and take up for a little shit like that, then what you and your husband trying to do in a charity war is just gonna go down the drains. And she was just tearing into Stephanie. I'm like, no. You tried to get Brandy straight, but she stood up to your ass. You tried to get Carrie straight, and she definitely shut your ass down. Now you're trying to go for the weakest link, which you thought Brandy was the weakest link, but now you think you can go and call yourself jumping on Miss Stephanie. I'm like, do you not know they come from money? Well, at least her husband come from money, and he's really self-made money. Do you really think he's gonna take kindly to you going in on his wife like that? Man, please. You done messed up, not Steffi. But anyway, Stephanie starts to pretty much, starts crying and stuff, boo-hooing. I'm like, oh my God, somebody get her a Kleenex, get the violin out, because, Leanne is trying to bury her. Okay, without the funeral, the casket, and any of that. She just want to bury her alive. But my thing is, Marie, open up your mouth. Shut this woman down. Tell her what she is doing is not acceptable. And she don't get herself straightened out quick, fast, and hurry, that you're going to show her the doorway. And it's not going to be nice. But Marie was just sitting up there looking like she was in a complete daze, y'all. Like she could not physically move. And Leanne sitting up there throwing drinks, I don't know, on the table, whatever, in the trash can, but it spilled everywhere. And everybody was looking like, oh, you done went too far. Like, where is security? Where is security? Where is the hell security at when you need them? Okay. But anyway, then, Leanne's going to storm out, go on the patio or somewhere towards the parking lot like she wanted to leave and everything, and calling them 3 bitches. And the only bitches that I could think that she had trouble with was Carrie, Stephanie, and Brandy. And she just outside just going haywire. So, her friend Tiffany goes out there to try to console her, to calm her down. And then she's trying to jump on Tiffany. And Tiffany just went on and put hands on her, honey, and pushed her and told her to shut the fuck up. Maybe not shut the fuck up, but she did cuss out. I just don't know which one it was. She was talking about, I have always taken up from you, and I'm taking up for you now. What you think I'm out here for? So, I'm like, honey, Leanne is a basket case. I don't know where they got her from, but she does bring the ratchetness. And if you want ratchetness, you got it all day, every day from Leanne, honey. I'm like, I couldn't have her represent my organization, my charitable needs for nothing, because she just going out here showing her ass. I'm like, oh no. What poor representation she is, as supposedly calling herself an advocate. But I was like, honey, impression is everything when you're trying to sit there and help needy people. These people that are in power and elite, they want things done a certain way. And they want the atmosphere to be a certain way. And Leanne has failed on all 2 aspects. Coming for strike 3, I just can't think of a better strike 3 right now. On her behind. But it is what it is, y'all. I enjoyed reviewing this show. Like I said, I don't care for Leanne. The rest of them are cool in my book until they do something arbitrarily, and then I have to come back and get them together once again. But anyway, Leanne ain't failed me yet. She was bad from day one. Here we are on episode 4. She's still bad. She's gonna probably be bad throughout the whole freaking season. But you know, I guess to hate her is to love her, or love the ratings that is going up for them on Housewives of Dallas. And I hope they're doing well. Maybe they'll get another season. But I don't know. They might have to recast Leanne, because she crazy as hell. She crazy, honey. It's almost like she can get hands. She want to put hands on you. But she know that, you know, that would definitely ruin her. So she got a little bit of sense about herself. But again, guys, thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for listening to my review and taking heed at my visuals I give you of that particular episode. So again, thank you for coming to my channel. I would love for you to go out and check out the channel I do with my daughter. It's a dual channel called S&S. Let's talk about it. Check that out. And she also has her individual show. She's 25 years old, so her fan base is probably from 16 to maybe 35. She does an excellent job on her channel, so check that out as well. Subscribe to both of those channels, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel as of yet, which is the one I'm giving you the Real Housewives review of Dallas on, please partake and do that. Like, share, and subscribe, and always comment. I love talking with you all and getting back with you with whatever you may have left in my comments. So enjoy your afternoon. It was a beautiful day here in Atlanta, Georgia, and of course the allergies are definitely kicking all our behinds. But that was the Real Housewives of Dallas. The title was Mouth of the South. That was season 1, episode 4. Blessings, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.